Good afternoon and welcome to the briefing from the Board of Directors of Gem4Me Group featuring our heads of marketing and technical development departments, which was hosted on Monday, October 20th of 2020. My name is Oleg Lipovetsky and I will be translating on behalf of all the speakers today. Valery Ostrikov speaking. Good afternoon, dear colleagues and friends, and today we have a conference during which we will be answering your specific questions that you've submitted previously. We've been receiving your questions over the course of 1 month and will now answer them, while our marketing team also prepared a rather extensive presentation depicting our upcoming plans and strategies as well. Let's now begin by discussing our latest development news and technological news, as I'm now passing the word to Vague Zakharyan, the head of our Gem4Me development team. Vague Zakharyan speaking. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. My name is Vague Zakharyan and I am the head of development of the Gem4Me Messenger, and I will discuss its notions today as well as our future plans and what was already accomplished over the course of the past few weeks, as well as we will discuss the upcoming releases and we'll also answer the questions that we received from you recently. Firstly, I would like to go over the news and particular aspects that I will cover in much detail today. Everything continues on pace, and the main news as of today are: the new release was introduced on October 7th with improvements of voice messages via histograms and pinning the record button, minimizing calls on mobile platforms and the ability to join an active call right after opening a group chat, media viewing on the iOS, improvement of the sharing functionality on the web version, and the next release is scheduled for October 28th, and I will also discuss all of these notions in further details shortly. Additionally, we are actively working on the video conference functionality and group calls. These are the functions that are used for daily communication, and any participant of a chat can turn their microphone or video and start the active call. However, if we are considering for the function to be used for work and educational purposes, we need to approach the notion slightly different, which is why in the nearest release we will have a new type of calls: video conferences. The main differences will be that only the chat administrator can start a call and everyone can participate in it, but only after the administrator confirms a user's participation. We will also be adding the raised hand functionality in order to obtain the permission to speak from the chat administrator. So here is how it will look like. As I've mentioned before, it will be a new type of a call, and all chat administrators can choose the type of a call to start by pressing the button depicted on the slide. For a participant to join the call, they will have a raise hand functionality, the button of which you can see is located on the bottom center of the screen. As soon as a user presses the button, the admin receives a notification that the particular user wants to turn their microphone on, after which the admin makes the choice whether to permit or decline the particular request. Also, the admin of a video conference will also see the raised hand signal when a particular user wants to speak, which is depicted in the top left corner. This is not a new functionality, and certain competitors do have it already as well, although it is very useful for any conference. Moreover, the web version will also receive a new depiction of video. A user can also choose the main video feed to be depicted enlarged, as it is shown on the slide here. This function is available as part of the October 28th release. In other news, we are actively working on horizontal screens for mobile platforms, as it is critically important for certain screens and productivity, as well as working with media. The iOS platform will receive the horizontal screen functionality in the upcoming release. Moreover, we are also thinking in advance and have already prepared the design for horizontal video calling functionality, which will also be introduced shortly as well. In continuance, apart from the active tasks that our team is busy working on, we are also continuing to work on the following big picture tasks, such as the App Gallery Huawei Store. It is used by 420 million of active users on 700 million of Huawei devices and is pre-installed on Huawei devices, and will provide us with a new and large pool of potential new users. All of our future releases will also be made for the Huawei platform as well. And privacy settings and adding to chats, forwarding messages from Gem4Me to other applications functionality, forwarding messages to several users at once, and reactions to messages as well as statistics of views. Let's now answer the questions that we've received from you. A request to firstly create a chat and only then make a call. Can a user be invited to an active call while it is in progress? For instance, I'm calling a candidate or adding a sponsor. Yes, we will introduce this notion, and even now it is available in terms of minimizing a call in a group chat and inviting another user for he or she can join the chat and the active call as well. The technical portion of this is already developed, while we will be working on simplifying itself the process and making it less steps. My device has a wide range of applications installed on it. I have Clean Master, which gathers all the notifications in one place and does not cluster home screen, which is very convenient. I was not able to locate in the settings of our application the option to exclude Gem4Me from minimizing notifications. Maybe our application needs a certain status. I am not always able to notice new messages in Gem4Me. We've conducted a brief analysis of this issue, and the problem is not in our application, but certain third-party applications automatically determine which applications can or cannot send notifications and moderate based on their presets. We will submit a request to Clean Master to verify how the algorithm works, and will apply changes on our side if needed. How secure and confidential is Gem4Me Messenger compared to other alternatives? The question is based on a recent article that depicts certain weaknesses in privacy of WhatsApp, Telegram, and others. Does Gem4Me have similar weaknesses? If not, how are these aspects resolved? We've discussed our encryption process previously and what protocols we use in these regards. Information security is prided through cryptographic protocols, and we have 3 layers of protection: encryption of data, storing of data, and user authentication. All data that goes through our application is encrypted, and we will also add additional privacy settings for further protection of our users. Screen flipping is something that the Messenger lacks. Please add the ability to share media content to other resources and Gem4Me login in the book of contacts. As mentioned before, the screen flipping functionality will be added on October 28 with continuous improvements of the feature thereafter. We're also working on the sharing media to other resource functionality, and the design is already prepared for that notion. The issue of lacking notifications on the Messenger icon has been resolved. It was addressed. The notifications would be depicted at times but would disappear thereafter. After one of the releases in September, they disappeared, and 2 releases after did not return. It is a very important feature. I would like to ask the board of directors and developers to really please address the issue, as it has been dragging for a while and has a direct reflection on users. Also, please provide explanations in the chat for testers. Right off the bat, the issue is not in my device. Samsung 9, Android 10, the button to receive notifications in the Messenger and in the device's settings is turned on. With each release, we continue to investigate the issue and are correcting these issues. While this is a rather wide issue, as it ranges from device to device and operating systems as well. And some users have the issue while others don't. Also, some users have the issue slightly differently as well. We are solving it step by step for everyone and are trying to address this issue in the testers chat promptly as well. Please specify approximately when MarketSpace will offer the ability to place a product in large quantities of 1,000 items or so, and why are we not able to see stores from India, China, and other countries in MarketSpace? When will we be able to see them to make purchases? As we've discussed, the date, upcoming plans, and current stage for MarketSpace acquiring has already been launched for North America, which means the American segment is currently testing store operations and the whole application as well. In the nearest time, the payment functionality will be introduced, which will allow for us to scale this notion to other regions and search for acquirers in other regions of the world, including India and China. As soon as we have any additional updates, we will keep you informed. And on this note, I would like to thank you for your feedback, your questions, and time, as we will continue working hard to bring our application to perfection. Thank you, and I'm now passing the word to the head of our marketing team, and she will discuss what results we are expecting in the nearest time. Ms. Gohar speaking. Good afternoon, and let's continue our conference today as I will discuss our latest marketing strategies and news, as well as what we've achieved over the course of last month. Our application is an ultra-modern product in the modern world of communication, as we take what the market sector already offers and further sophisticate and improve it. Firstly, I wanted to discuss the marketing funnel idea. The standard marketing procedure is to generate awareness of a particular product, then to follow it with interest, desire to obtain it, and lastly to act on it, i.e. download our application in our case. To do so, currently we are working on a few notions. Each of the funnel stage we already have tools for, and we already know the precise targeting needed for each one of them. Firstly, awareness. Our application is presented on all media resources and social networks to promote awareness of ours. We have made several contracts with various agencies to work with certain bloggers and streamers in regions of India, Pakistan, and Indonesia, where we have the most organic downloads as of today. The decision stage is worked on by an agency that monitors the traffic and catches user attention via various banners. Action is also closely related to CPA agencies and our own editing that we have in order to return users, and loyalty has always been one of our strongest notions, as we have a great support teaming. We are continuously adding in-demand functionality to our application as well. In other news, we are also continuing to work on our application online, as it is an essential notion currently. All of our newest technological notions are targeted towards active content creation and for content makers to see the full capabilities of our product offered. The overall general tone of mentions is positive. This amount depicts the total amount of mentions, including our own as well and other users. Furthermore, there is still negative tone present at about 12%, while the amount of neutral tone is increasing. We are hoping to continue growing neutral and positive mentions of our application in the coming months too. The sources of mentions as YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook are growing and received a slight increase, although the standard social media such as VK continue to be our own main platforms with most mentions. Additionally, the gender breakdown depicts that we have slightly more female participants active, while we are striving to level out this criteria as well. The age of authors is also rather spread out, while we are continuously working on growing the presence of younger generations and being more involved with them. Overall, the dynamic of our search results over the course of last month is depicted here on this slide. Yandex is doing slightly better, as we have more of our own platforms there, especially given Yandex Zen. The amount of negative sources has decreased, as well as the amount of our own publications has also grown. A few more details regarding the results for Yandex searches. As you can see, our own resources are quite prevalent, with only one mixed. On the other hand, Google search results are slightly worse, and we are continuously working to push out the negative articles, and in the nearest time we should see more neutral and mixed results. As for SERM, Yandex has two new own resource platforms in the top 10. A mixed tone platform was pushed down beyond the top 10 results, and search results are 100% our own neutral toned. While Google Top 10 has one new platform with neutral tone, and it was in Top 10 in June as well. Platforms with negative tone remained on positions number 8 and number 9, while the top 10 is 70% positives, consisting of own and neutral platforms. And all platforms are fluid, as each month they change their positions regularly. Given that the brand request is now more than 70% own-neutral toned, more time is needed to promote platforms with positive times and eliminating unwanted positions beyond the top 10 results. And the search results for Gem4Me reviews on both Yandex and Google continue working on improving. As you can see, there are a few negative results, a bit more positive, and some mixed. Positive platforms we continue pushing up in the results, and negative we strive to push down out of the top 10 search results. Moreover, Yandex Top 10 has two new platforms, one positive tone and one irrelevant. One platform with negative tone was eliminated out of the top 10 results, and the 10% increase in the amount of positive platforms overall. Two platforms with positive tones were also brought up from 2 to position 1 and from position 10 to position 7. With Google Top 10, it has one new platform with positive tone. The search results are 50% irrelevant and positives with neutral tones as well. And the amount of platforms with positive and neutral tones is increasing slowly. Platforms with negative and mixed tones are slowly being pushed out of the top 10 search results as well, which is great. In other news, there is a new wave of active isolation due to the new quarantine restrictions, and we've already introduced a second sticker packet based on these news. And yet, while we are on quarantine, we are focusing on behavioral factors, and I will discuss how it works as well. And likes, reposts, comments, and views in public channels, and adding more content to the application, while also working with content makers of competitors while we are on quarantine. The main instrument that helps us with search results is behavioral factor, and here's how it works. Firstly, we search for desired results from various IP addresses. Then, we locate the platform with positive tones, including the ones where our influencers worked, and we start to emulate the behavior of an average user by scrolling through the page, going through different pages, leaving comments, likes, reposts, and making posts in social networks, as well as clicking on ads, etc. And by doing so, we show the search engines that the particular website is of interest to many users, and the system counts the increased activity on it, while we also bring it up in the search results, making it think that it will appeal to more users. And it is an important moment, as a search engine algorithm is not disclosed, and the top 10 results can depict an unwanted platform at any moment despite our efforts. So here are some examples of behavioral factors, and while you are on quarantine, you can help us further promote the positive tone links and eliminate the negative ones by simply going to the positive tone websites, leave likes, comment, and make reposts, which will drastically boost our application's presence online. Moreover, our public channels are also important, and our developers will make it possible to view statistics for public channels and leave reactions as well. We will also be hosting a contest for the best public channel in Gem4Me, and are encouraging you to create your own public channels if you have a desire to spread certain news and causes. Moreover, we are also planning to access content makers and have them also operate their own public channels within our platform, as there are certain potential negative influences for public channels on each platform today, such as on Facebook you could be worried of your channel being blocked, or you don't know who sees your posts. And you could ensure your content by transferring your articles, notes, and posts to Gem4Me. While on Instagram, you could be unsure if followers see you, or it may have become difficult to stand out amongst various posts. Maybe it's also hard to edit text in Instagram as well. Therefore, you could also post your products and offers in Gem4Me as well as a backup. And on Telegram, flash mobs from Raspotrebnadzor could threaten your channel, and you don't want to lose gigabytes worth of text and your subscribers as well for your hard work. Double your channel in Gem4Me and receive new subscribers and secure your existing user base. And on this note, I would like to thank you for your time, as these were all the notions that I wanted to cover today, and I am now passing the word to Valery Ostrikov, the member of the Board of Directors. Valery Ostrikov speaking. Let's now continue our conference by answering some of the questions that we've received. Will the YouTube video blogger be sued for libel and to protect the company's reputation? If you know which video we are referring to, the blogger in question does note that this is her personal opinion and she may be mistaken. From the legal point of view, it is structured in a way that she is simply expressing her thoughts. This is just a hate-filled notion and there is no reason to fight it, while everything in it is all made up and we understand who hired her to post such aspects. We are very transparent and discuss everything in order for all partners to be aware of the latest developments in our project as well. Greetings. Is it true that if I invest $305,000, I will receive $12 million back? To answer, it is not true, as we are a venture project and we cannot guarantee profitability. We are unable to tell you when the project will be sold. In any case, we are not a bank and we cannot promise profits as there are risks in venture investments involved. On the other hand, the value of our application is continuously growing and we are working on minimizing any potential risks while also adding more in-demand functionality and growing our organic user base by continuously increasing our value as well. And in conclusion, I wanted to note that in the current world situation, people are worried due to the continuous market volatility, unstable political situations, and many other unpredictable factors. There is a lot of excessive and irrelevant information that is circulating currently, and yet any change is a step towards improvement and a step closer to success. We are operating in the very heart of the most popular and in-demand market sector today, and our continuous growth and improvement only continues to prove it day by day. Platforms are taking over the world, and our platform will be no different. And in conclusion, ecosystems are the technology that is in a very high demand today, and it continues to drive our society to the future. Ecosystems are used daily by billions of people, and our platform will be no different. And on this note, I would like to thank you for your time, as these were all the notions that I wanted to cover today, and I am now passing the word to Alexander Kachinovsky, the member of the Board of Directors. Alexander Kachinovsky speaking. Good afternoon, dear colleagues and friends, and let's now continue the final part of our conference with some traditional news and also answer some of the questions that we've received as well. Firstly, I would like to answer this one quick question first. You've raised so much money and so many applications could have been developed by now. To answer, we hear these questions rather regularly, while this graph depicts the facts. The average time needed to develop some of the most famous applications similar to ours. Viber and WhatsApp started in 2009 and were sold in 2014, while their continuous development is still conducted to this day. In 2012, Telegram and Snapchat started and gained notoriety in about 5 years, and are still continuing to develop today. Having started in 2016 ourselves, the market standards are much more sophisticated and higher nowadays, and the average functionalities of 2014 simply are outdated today. Our application must provide cutting-edge technology on the same level of their current development and even above it. And today, we are on certain levels of our competitors, while we are also still striving to get even higher. In other news, we currently have 12,457,000 of users of our platform, and that is very exciting as it is used in 163 countries of the world. Let's keep up the great work and keep moving towards the 50 million of users and even more. As part of our generous referral program, each week we summarize the results of the earnings and work conducted and the weekly earnings of those active partners. As you can see, the geography of those partners is widespread over the course of last week, including Indonesia, Japan, and some other countries. So last week, let's congratulate 44 partners from 7 countries with earnings of more than 1,000 euro. 22 partners from 6 countries with more than 2,000 euro, 7 partners from 5 countries with more than 4,000 euro, and 4 partners from 4 countries with earnings of more than 10,000 euro in a matter of just 1 week. And our top earning partner of last week earned 21,900 euro. These are the profitability rates of our project for those partners who wish to earn not just when the project is finished and is sold, but also while it is being developed. Let's make these amounts more frequent over the course of this fall, and we are confident that this is the time when big amounts can and will be earned. Furthermore, here you can see the geography of our investors and the amounts of shares that they own in just September. Mostly Russia, followed by Japan, Kazakhstan, Indonesia, and all of these countries depicted on the slide here. This just depicts the widespread of our project and its popularity, and it is great to see how widespread over the world our project is today. As last week we announced some great news, the rapid support Skype chat is moving to the Gem for Me Messenger, and the link to the new chat is provided in the Skype chat as well, and all participants of the chat will need to transfer to the new chat promptly as it will cease operations in Skype. And we ask all leaders to please start gradually transferring their work chats to the Gem for Me Messenger as well to increase productivity and comfortable communication for all the partners. Additionally, Gem for Me team and Oksana Saluk from Toronto made a recent announcement. After communicating directly with those who responded to my request to further promote public channels, I created a specialized chat in which we can conduct all of our efforts, as most are new to this and need proper education. The group will be an important link for our strategy, so join in. A few words about our VIP Club 5000, which is an exclusive club for Gem for Me and market space investor. When an investor with CCA 10 and an investment portfolio of more than 5,000 shares can participate in the club. Firstly, what is wealth management exactly? Wealth management is private capital management and is a complex of consulting services covering all financial aspects of a private client with a large portfolio of investments, planning, accounting, taxes, and even legal inquiries. These are all very complicated matters which our VIP Club 5000 helps its members better understand. And our recent and following club meeting will be hosted on Thursday, October 23rd, and the reviews as well as what will be discussed will also be published the following week. Strive to further your work to join this club and gain a step up in your financial well-being and prompt assistance. As a reminder, our schedule of conferences for the following few weeks is depicted here on the slide, and be sure to submit any questions you may have in order for the board of directors, developers, and marketers to prepare diligent answers. Let's now continue our conference by discussing the latest promotions that are in effect for the next few months. Firstly, the remaining amount of shares is decreasing rather fast, so be sure to take advantage of getting some at the prices that are current as they are growing thereafter. The cryptocurrency cashback promotion is still available for your use. The Maximized Advantages promotion for Euro Advantage is still available and can be used while the amount of complimentary shares will also be decreasing continuously, as it currently contains 88 complimentary shares until October 15th, with continuous decreases thereafter. While the Big Profits promotion, during which each purchase yields 7.5% more shares than assumed by the marketing plan for both buyers and sponsors, is also valid until October 7th on these conditions, while the continuous decreases in October will follow. Don't forget about our CCA 10 Powerful Surrounding promotion, which is also still available, although the board of directors can end it at any time based on the remaining amount of shares. It is very profound and is still available for your use, although it is also will receive a smaller amount of shares continuing throughout October. Moreover, the prices of shares are also growing, as well as complimentary shares will also be decreasing 4 times each month as well. Be sure to familiarize yourself with this table in order to stay informed of the latest developments. Additionally, this table depicts the newly introduced system until November 1st, as well as all of our promotions are also here depicted for show what they include and the complimentary gifts associated with them. Be sure to look at this table to have your point of reference, while the Super, Mega, and Giga packages are also receiving a decrease of complimentary shares, which is also depicted here on this table. And the biggest news of today is the new Make Your Career by the End of the Year promotion that will last until the end of this year to further advance you on the career ladder. Please note, The green color depicts the amount of shares that investors received today for closing new career qualifications for all the steps, while the yellow depicts the new and changed amounts through this marvelous promotion. As you can see previously, you would receive an additional 810 shares for closing all of the career steps, and now that number is much higher to further motivate your hard work. Be sure to take this extremely rare chance and boost your career. And on this note, I would like to thank you for your time. We wish you major profits and team growth over the coming weeks, and until we meet next time.